So by now you've probably, like me, made a number of these reusable makeup pads. They're absolutely brilliant. I've been using them all week, and they work and they wash really nicely, so that's great. But now we need something to hold them in. So today's Tip Tuesday is about just making up the bag. I've done a couple of different options, but or had a couple of different trials, so I'm going to show you what I've come up with as the final one. Let's move things around here. So I'm using mesh fabric, and this mesh fabric comes looking like this. It's in a packet. It's by Annie's. You can get it from me, or you can get it from So Hot in the UK, and if you're watching in the US or around the world, you'll find the by Annie's name. It's just simple mesh, and you only need a very small amount. You also need some binding. I'm using some ribbon, and you'll also need, in the end, I've gone with cam snaps, so I'm going to be using cam snaps, okay, which easy to get, very easy to apply. I get confused, as some of you already know, with applying these snaps onto things, so the thing to do is just keep it really simple. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add on some ribbon, and that ribbon creates a strong surface for me to put the cam snaps on. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the binding strips down the edge, because they allow me to then sew it up into a bag. So you can watch me do this. First part is the ribbon. You're going to need, I've used 8 inches of 8 inches wide by, I think it's 18, let's just check. Yeah, 8 inches by 18 of the mesh, and I'm going to use 2 8-inch wide ribbon strips. You don't have to have it the same colour, use whatever you fancy or whatever you've got. Okay, I've got a walking foot on my machine, and it's just because the walking foot has been on there. Walking foot will work fine and make it quite stable. I'm just going to turn over this edge by about 1/2 inch or so. This folds nicely. My piece folds nicely because it's been folded in the bag. So I'm actually going to fold this to the outside. So this would be the exterior of my bag. And I'm only doing that because it makes it easier for me. Okay. And then I'm going to pop my ribbon on top. Now the ribbon will cover, the ribbon covers this raw edge. So where the fold is at the top, you've got a raw edge coming down. So you've got a fold and then a raw edge. And I'm just going to pop the ribbon on along here, and I'm actually going to clip it in place. Clip it there. And then I'm just going to clip it down here. Okay. What the ribbon does is it allows me to finish off the top of the edging, the top of the mesh, and it also creates that nice stable place for me to put the poppers on. Okay, keep it neat. Okay, so just a normal straight stitch will do. So mesh folded to the outside, ribbon stuck on top so you can't see the raw edge of the fold. And then I'm just going to sew along. I'm going to do 1 line of stitches at the top of the ribbon. And 1 line of stitches underneath. Okay, so that's my first line of stitches. I've done them in white so you can see, and I'm going to do my second line of stitches. Okay, so now on this side I've got no raw edges because it was folded over, and on this side I've just got my ribbon placed on, which is great. And then I'm going to twist this around and do exactly the same at the other side. Okay, so again, folding to what is going to be the exterior of my bag, folding over by about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Whatever you do on one side, just make it the same on the other. And then right the way down. Clip it. Okie dokie, and I'm going to do the same 2 lines of stitches. Okay, it's my 2, so on both sides now I've got my ribbon. So front, good, hey? You can't really sew on the mesh without putting a ribbon or some binding on. So I'm actually going to, I'll do the cam snaps last. I'm just going to clean off these ends, and then I'm going to, the other option is some bias binding. Okay, so I'm going to put some bias binding down the edges. You just want to finish the edges off so that they are encased and don't fray or unravel or whatever they might do. Okay, so now I've got it top and bottom, and now I'm going to open it out, and I'm going to put some bias binding, just normal double fold bias binding on. Again, it can be anything you've got. I'm just going to measure it down. I want a piece about that long. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. It's nice. I don't know why I bought this, fluorescent, but it was in the cupboard. This is a really good project for just using stuff up. Okay. So all you're going to do here is literally no cleverer than you just wrap your fold over the top edge. You see me do that? Fold over the top edge, turn it over, okay, and you can clip a few times if you want to. So I'm going to clip down the side so at least you can see. So you're going to pop it in the middle, just like that. Fold this over. Going down, fold it over, keep going down, fold it over. When I get to the bottom, I will do the edge. So I'm just going to start to sew it, and it just encases that edge. Okay. Doesn't want to get started there. Let's start it here. And then when I get close to the bottom, I'm just going to fold this end over, and then fold it in. Okay, and that's one side done. Okay, I'm now going to do the other side. So again, I've not been super generous when I cut this, but never mind. So clip at the top, let's put a few clips down so you can see what I'm doing. So again, halfway, this is halfway in, and I'm just going to fold this over. Again, coming down, fold this over. Coming down, fold it over again. Okay, let's just sew this. Okay. Okay, it's folded over at the end again. Okay. So now my bag is ready to sew up, but before I sew up the sides, I'm just going to pop the cam snaps on. So cam snaps. Let me just see if I. Okay, so cam snaps are super simple to put in. They're not expensive, and there's lots of pretty colours. So this is my little box of cam snaps. Okay, so I'm just going to choose some to go in here. Let's put some green ones on. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so you can actually see the cam snaps. So I'm going to put 3 cam snaps along. So that means 3. Okay. I'll get these out and then I'll explain to you what I'm doing. And it will all become clear. Okay, pop these away. So when you use cam snaps, when you use any snaps really, you're going to need the really nice looking outside one. So you're going to need one that comes over to look, can you see that? Look like that. Okay, but then that needs an attachment on here, and then you need exactly the same on the other side. You're going to need one that is just the sort of the outside bit, and then you need the corresponding opposite attachment on the other side. So for each single cam snap you need 4. Okay, they're often called male and female. Okay, so you need the outside ones, which are the ones that have a little prong on them. Okay, a little prong on them. And then you're going to need actually that's not a good one. That's not a good example. That's not a good example. And that's not a good example. Okay, let's get some more examples. So you're going to need an outside one, and then you're going to need an inside one. Okay. There's a male one. There's a male one. There's a male one. Okay. Right. Okay, so where was I? So for each one, you're going to need 2 of these with the prongs on, okay? So for each one, you're going to need a male one, which looks like that. It's like a little hat. And then you're going to need a female one, which is all curvy and nice. Okay? All right. Now, cam snaps should be put on with cam snap pliers. These are not expensive to buy. I'm sure I bought them from Amazon, so normally they come with different attachments, nice and easy. So put the ones that I haven't I'll use in a minute up here. So first of all, I want to mark where my cam snaps are going to go. Okay, obviously I want them in the same place on either side. So on this side and this side, they've got to match up. So I'm going to go for one in the middle. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that that mark's gone through. Okay, and then I want one halfway, so one about here. Just make sure that mark's gone through. And I'm just using a friction pen because you know, apart from the fact heat will take it out, it's going to be covered. Okay. Make sure that's gone through. So my marks have gone through. Yeah. Okay. Now, it doesn't really matter which way around. I'm going to do all the females on this side and then all the males on this side. Females first. So I'm going to put my one with a prong right the way through the hole, and then I'm going to put my female on top. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to get my cam snap tool. The cam snap tool has this little plate that I'm going to rest this outside one on, and this then comes down and just, what it does is actually presses the prong down so it seals it. So I'm going to twist this around, pop this in here, just like that, and push really, really hard. And that's it done, it's in. Okay, that's as hard as it is. So I'm going to do the other females, being as I'm on this side. So in through the hole, put that little prong through the hole. It's almost like a safety, not a safety pin, drawing pin. Then pop the female on top. Pop this into the tool with the nice, the head of the drawing pin resting on the black bit. Press down. Okay. And that prong, can you see the prong's got all squashed? Sorry, it's shaking there a bit. The prong's got all squashed. Once again, in, push it through. That's a male. We don't want a male there, we want a female. I mean, you don't have to have all the males and all the females on one side, but it helps you know where you are. Okay, and then once again, squash. And then the same on the other side. Okay, so it's starting to look more like what we wanted. Same on the other side, but I'm going to use the males. So one here and the male in here. Once you get the hang of using the cam snap thing, which is not hard, believe you me, just didn't go quite right. Once you get the hang of using the cam snap thing, it's so super simple, and it's great for baby stuff and anything you need to snap on. And I do find it a lot more user-friendly, or cam snaps a lot more user-friendly than metal ones. But maybe I just haven't had enough practice with the metal ones. Don't know. Every time I practice, I have to learn all the way again. Whereas cam snaps, for some reason, seem intuitive to me. Okay. Last one. Obviously, we had to put the ribbon on, or some form of finishing off on the mesh to allow us to. There we go. To allow us to attach the cam snaps, because they wouldn't attach to the loose mesh. There we go. So they're all in. If I just check it out, Let's hope this works. Snap. Snap. There we go. All working. Okay, so they look great. So I'm just going to open them up, and then I'm going to finish this off by just sewing down the edge of the bag. So I've got a couple of just threads here that I can get rid of. Okay, so I'm just going to put some clips on them so that you can see what I'm up to. Okay, so I'm just going to sew down this side and sew down this side just to complete the bag. It's a little bit bulky when you get started. Sometimes something like a jeans needle or a tougher needle is quite good at this point. You can hear it's going through all these layers. It's going through 2 layers of mesh, 4 layers of fabric. Going on this side. Not that stitch. Okay, and that's it. So now I can put my wipes in here, and that's not very good. That's it, all done. And these are, I did try out the ribbon one, which looks cute, but unfortunately it's not very useful in the washing machine. So these work much better in the washing machine. The poppers stay on. You don't have to faff with the zip, and it's, you know, it's really user friendly and very simple to make. Hope you've enjoyed this.